Gaza, Israel, and the silence of the world. A moral reflection. I want to begin by saying this clearly. I absolutely support Israel's right to exist, its right to self-determination, and its right to defend itself against attacks. These are fundamental rights of any sovereign nation. But no right, not even the right to defend, should ever become a license for unaccountable violence, especially when that violence harms civilians on a massive scale. In recent months, I've found myself haunted by a question. Does the lack of coherent, unified moral outrage from world leaders towards the Israeli government's actions in Gaza echo the reluctance of the 1930s, when governments hesitated to condemn the rising persecution of Jews in Nazi Germany? Back then, the world watched as Jewish people were harassed, stripped of rights, attacked, and eventually murdered. And still, action was delayed. Today, we watch entire families in Gaza bombed, starved, and displaced. And, again, the world watches. This isn't a question of comparing atrocities. It's a question of moral failure in the face of preventable suffering. A failure that repeats itself. As a British person, I also feel a responsibility to acknowledge that Britain played a central role in founding the State of Israel during the collapse of the Ottoman Empire. And later, during the British Mandate, we even fought against Israeli Jews in the land we had promised them. This complex and contradictory legacy demands that we approach the current crisis with humility, honesty, and accountability, not just historical, but moral. And so I ask, not as a historian or a politician, but as a human being, if there is a God, what would they say to the current Prime Minister of Israel? Would they speak of justice, of grief, of broken covenants, not of land, but of love? This is not about choosing sides. It's about remembering the cost of moral silence and refusing to repeat the world's worst mistake, waiting too long to care. Please, constructive comments.